Traditionally, baptism has always been a tangible, physical step that someone gets to attach to a spiritual decision. What we like to say at New Life is that baptism is the outward sign of the inward change. So when somebody's heart changes by them expressing their faith in Jesus Christ, baptism is a tangible step that they get to take to express that faith to their whole church family. When you go under the water of baptism, you identify with the death of Jesus Christ and that your old life has died. And when you are raised from the waters of baptism, you identify with the resurrection of Jesus Christ and that you have new life in Him.
When I was like 10, something happened that really just changed my life and really affected me, and started a lot of me down this road of depression and just shame and guilt. That on top of things at home just not being the best, I just kind of always felt lost. It just, something always felt missing, like in my head I knew I'm not okay. And as I got older, I was just everything's gonna be fine. My parents went through stuff, but then we were all back together in one house and everything was it was supposed to be happy, but I just wasn't feeling it. Everyone was we're all better now. I kind of just expected that once our family was fixed, then everything would be fine. And when it wasn't, I kind of freaked out. I was it's not okay now. I don't know what to do. I started getting really sad, kind of not excited about things. It was just, every day was just the same over and over again. And I've been to counseling since I was little, but I never really connected with my counselor. I went to my doctor's, and she was I think we need to put you on medication. And I was okay, that's weird. That's a big step that I wasn't expecting at all. I'm fine. It's just life. And when I was put on medication, it really flipped everything upside down. It was just this extreme feeling of emptiness, nobody's there for me, I'm alone, and just none of this matters. A lot of that led up to not a lot of good things, and one day I was just done. I was I can't do this anymore. I started making a plan. And honestly, the only reason I told my counselor, I feel was God telling me that it's not over yet, I'm not done with you yet. And I told my counselor, and she called my mom, and I had to go to CPAP in Binghamton, where I ended up going to a place to stay to get some help for a while. And I got put on better medications, and I went back home, and I was I should feel great. And I was now that my meds are moving, but there were still things that just weren't okay. And I'm at that point, I was just fed up with God, to be honest. I was why aren't you making me happy? I should be fine. If you're so great, then why am I not okay? I got diagnosed with anorexia and had to go to Selah House in Indiana for a little while. One day, I got a letter from my mom. And I never really, she sent me a letter to read every day before I went. And I was shifting through them. And every single one of them had a Bible verse on them. And I would read them. Her biggest thing was, don't give up on God because He hasn't given up on you. And He really didn't. I went home and I kind of got the whole thing. This isn't just about me. Everyone's going through something too. And, I started praying, started feeling better. I went to the dietitian every week and I got a therapist. that's when I joined the worship team for Merge. And that hit me like a brick. Like the first practice, Joey was up there and he was singing, and I was like, this is amazing. Like, this is unreal. And as I started coming to more practices, my anxiety really held me down, and I never really opened up or sang or anything, but Joey did not give up. He was like, every week, he was like, you got this, you can do this, I know you can. And eventually I got on the team. It really just opened me up to this whole world. I never really felt the same after that. This is so powerful. I've never felt more connected than when listening to music and worshiping on Sunday. The biggest thing I struggled with was I'm alone. I'm really not alone. There's people who care about you and who love you. And even when you feel like everybody's putting you down, there's always gonna be someone, including God, who's there for you. Hi, I'm Lydia, and today I'm getting baptized.